Before we start, I need you to understand something. Every story you're about to hear is very real. This isn't a friend of a friend. This isn't that cheesy, creepy pasta. These came straight from the people they happen to, from their phones, their emails, their shaking hands, all sent to me between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. because they had to tell someone, and that someone was me. In a lot of these stories, there are people who are risking a lot by talking. They really and truly are. And y'all are going to see just what I'm talking about. If you're in your car, man, kick back and relax. If you're at your house right now and the lights are off, get ready. Here we go. Check out this first one. I grew up in a tiny town in Ohio. When I was 7, my parents bought the house I still live in today. Old Victorian, built in 1891. Beautiful on the outside, creepy on the inside. But whatever, I was a kid. The first weird thing was the attic door. It only opened from the outside of the attic. There was no handle on the inside. My dad said it was to keep raccoons out. Cool. Made sense. Fast forward, I'm 16. One night I wake up at 3:12 with that feeling, like someone staring at you. I look toward my bedroom door and there's a man standing there. Tall, completely black silhouette. No features, just darkness, shaped like a person. He's perfectly still. I scream, lights flip on, he's gone. I tell my parents. They check the entire house. Doors are locked, windows are locked, nothing. They tell me it's sleep paralysis. But it keeps happening. Every few months. Same time, same spot, same silhouette. Lights on, lights off, doesn't matter. He's still there. I'm now 25. My parents passed away 6 months ago, so the house is mine. I finally decided to renovate the attic for storage. Yeah, you weren't doing it for storage. We know why you're doing it. Anyways, I hire a contractor. Day one, he calls me up there, white as a ghost. What? He pulls down a piece of loose paneling, and there's a crawl space nobody knew existed. Inside, a sleeping bag, empty water bottles, candy wrappers that go back a decade, and hundreds of Polaroid pictures, all of me sleeping from toddler age all the way up till last year. What? The crawl space opens directly above my bedroom ceiling. There used to be a tiny access hatch hidden under the carpet. It was removed during a remodel when I was 6. Whoever he was, he lived up there for at least 9 years. I think he meant 19 years. He watched me through a hole in the ceiling that he drilled. The police ran his prints. Nothing in the system. The case is still open. I don't sleep in that room anymore. What? You don't sleep in that room anymore? You mean you don't sleep in that house anymore, girl? Get out of there. All right, man, let's check out the next one, y'all. Hey, gum, man. All right, this one right here is pretty. I'm going to have to be careful with reading some of these, y'all, because I don't know what's going to happen after I read them. Level 7, Erebus Facility, Antarctica. I was a civilian contractor with Raytheon, cleared for Polaris Program Logistics, 2017 through 2020. They flew us into McMurdo, then 2 hours black helicopters south to a place that isn't on any public map. Official name is Erebus Research Station. Everyone just called it Level 7. The first 6 levels are normal. Ice core labs, power plant, dorms. Level 7 is only accessible by one elevator that requires 2 retinal scans and 12-digit code that changes every 24 hours. My job was inventory on Level 4, but one night the elevator malfunctioned and dropped me straight to 7. Doors open to a huge circular chamber, maybe 300 feet across. Walls carved out of black volcanic rock, temperature minus 40 even with the heaters. In the center was a perfect ring of blue light. It was hovering 3 feet off the floor. What? It looked like a portal cut out of the air itself. Around it were 6 stainless steel tables. 5 had bodies on them, human but wrong. Something was different. elongated limbs, gray skin, extra joints. The sixth table was empty except for restraints and fresh blood. Men in unmarked black fatigues saw me, drugged me out, sedated me. I woke up in Virginia with a fat severance check and an NDA thicker than a phone book. Well, I guess you're breaking that, aren't you, bud? Why are you writing me this, man? Dude, I kept one thing, a single frame I pulled from the security feed before they wiped my phone. It shows the empty table. And the portal ring, you can clearly see my own face staring back, screaming without sound, wearing the same orange jumpsuit they put the bodies in. I still get emails from an address with no sender that just says, return the post. Your replacement failed orientation. Dude, I've got goosebumps, man. Bro, y'all gonna have to chill with all these, man. No, send me as much as y'all got. Anyways, let's go on with the next one, shall we? Oh, the object in my arm still moves sometimes. October 2023, Texas. I woke up in my truck on a dirt road I didn't recognize at 4:42 a.m. I'd gone to bed in my house at 11 p.m. the night before. No memory of anything. Mud on my boots, engine still warm. Left forearm was burning like I've been branded. Tiny puncture wound, already scabbed over. Perfect circle. 3 days later, the pain turned into pressure, like something crawling under the skin. I went to the ER. The nurse thought it was an IV drug track mark. Doctor ordered an x-ray to be safe. The film showed a metallic rod, 4 millimeters long, sitting parallel to my ulna. Material wouldn't identify under spectroscopy. The deal was denser than titanium, no magnetic reaction. Surgeon said he'd never seen anything like it and wanted to remove it immediately. I agreed, they put me under. I woke up mid-procedure with the surgeon and 2 nurses staring at the monitor. The object had moved 2 inches closer to my wrist while I was unconscious. Surgeon nicked an artery trying to chase it, so they had to close it up. 6 months later, it had migrated another 3 inches. Some mornings I can definitely feel it when it slides, like something's looking for an exit, but doctors won't touch it. The last MRI tech quit the same day, would not even speak to me. The puncture scar never healed, still a perfectly dark circle. Sometimes at night when it's real quiet, I press on the spot and it presses back, 3 slow taps. I've started answering with 3 taps of my own. I don't know what it's waiting for, but I'm afraid one morning I'll wake up and the circle will finally be open. Well, that's a little creepy. Anyways, here's another one, y'all. The last tenant left the lights on. I manage mountain Airbnbs. Oh, great. This is going to be great. I can already, it's probably one of those daggum Ozark. Anyways, this A-frame had a perfect 5-star reviews until winter of 2022. Then every guest left early, complaining that at exactly 4:04 a.m. every night in the house, 4:04 a.m. every night, every light in the house turned on. Heavy footsteps walked up and down the stairs, but nobody would ever be there. I stayed to debunk these claims. 4:04 a.m., lights blazed, footsteps started. They were at the far end and came all the way towards the stairs, slow and deliberate. They'd stop right above my head, then silence. I went upstairs with a flashlight. Nothing. Looked in every corner. Nothing. But in my master bedroom, I found a single Polaroid on the pillow. Me, asleep on the couch downstairs, taken from upstairs hallway minutes earlier. What's up with these Polaroid creeps, man? And now what are the odds? Anyways, I went upstairs with a flashlight. Nothing. But in the master bedroom, I called the owner in Florida, furious. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, I was hoping it stopped after I left. Turns out he lived there full time until 2021. One night he woke up and every light was on and the footsteps were circling his bed. When his eyes opened, a man was standing over him holding that same Polaroid camera. The man put a finger to his lips, then walked backwards out of the room and vanished. The owner moved far away to Florida the next week and started renting the place out. He never went back. Last month, the electric company called me. They're cutting service because the bill hasn't been paid in 6 months. Yet every single night at 4:04 a.m., the smart meter still shows the entire house pulling maximum power, like every light is burning bright. The house is empty, doors are locked, breaker box sealed. Whatever's in there doesn't need keys. Dude, holy smokes, bro. Holy smokes. Man, let's get on with the next ones. All right, y'all know Denver, right? Like the Denver airport or whatever. Okay, well, this is an alleged story, okay? Alleged. Wink, wink. Anyways, but the cloning vault under Denver International. I was a biomedical tech for the Defense Clandestine Service, assigned to Sublevel 9 beneath DIA from 2014 to 2021. I have an illness now that I will not make it past next year. Goodness, buddy. I'm sorry. Everyone jokes about. Dang, so that's why you're telling this. And I'm going to be the one that. Anyways, I'm going to read it anyway. I don't even care. I'm going to read it, y'all. Seriously, I'm not. Look, I'm not joking. I'm going to read this anyway. Everyone jokes about the creepy murals and extra runways at Denver Airport. They're not jokes, they're warnings. There's a freight tunnel that branches off underground train system. If you know the right maintenance code, it takes you to an unmarked blast door guarded by men who do not salute regular officers. Behind that door is a football field-sized chamber lined with thousands of cylindrical tanks. Each one holds an adult human body floating in pale green fluid. Extra copies of politicians, CEOs, generals, even a few celebrities you might recognize. Dude, wait a minute. This is all alleged, y'all. Don't forget. It's a legend. They're grown from donated tissue taken from routine medical checks. My job was to prep the bodies for consciousness transfer. The process is real. It takes 90 minutes. When it's done, the original is incinerated on site and the clone walks out with all the memories. This is like that movie, man. This is just like that movie. That's why they always show us in movies, y'all. That's wild, man. Anyways, I helped transfer a U.S. senator in 2019. Watched the original beg on his knees while the new one calmly put on his suit and tie and asked for a coffee. I started having panic attacks and requested rotation out. They approved it the same day, which is weird. 3 nights later, I woke up in one of the tanks. I know this because I still have a circular scar around my left wrist where they insert the transfer port. I've been back at work for 8 years. Wait, you're still working there? Well, it doesn't matter because you said I've been back at work for 8 months now. Same clearance, same access. The only difference is I don't remember requesting to leave. And every so often, I catch myself staring at the incinerator schedule. Sometimes I look in their mirror and the reflection blinks a half a second after I do. You'll know which one of them is me when the real whistleblower never makes a press conference. Dude. If that's actually real, I'll be getting a knock at my door after I release this. But that's okay because I don't even care. What are they going to do? Nothing. Anyways. All right. Last one, y'all. This one's called The Kids at the Gas Station. Hey, I love your videos. Been following you for a long time. Thank you. This happened to me in 2011 outside Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was working the overnight shift at a 24-hour Phillips 66, the kind of place that lit up like a spaceship in the middle of nowhere. Around 3:17, I remember because I'd just written the time on the pump log, 2 kids walked up to the glass doors, maybe 11 and 13, all wearing old-fashioned clothes like they were headed to church in the 50s. I know where this is going. The girl had a bonnet. A bonnet, yes, it's 2011. They stood there staring at me. I hit the intercom. We're open, come on in. No answer. The boy finally leans into the speaker and says in a flat adult voice, "We need to use your telephone. Let us in." Something about the way he said it made my stomach drop. I told them, "Sorry, kids. Nah, policy, nobody under 18 or after midnight gets in this store." The girl smiles and her eyes completely black, not dark brown, not contacts, pure liquid black. She says, "We're very cold. Please let us in. We won't hurt you." I backed away from the window. My hand was on the phone to call the cops when every light in the gas station flickered like a brownout. They came closer. I backed away from the window. My hand was on the phone to call the cops. Again, flickering again. Nothing. I quit that night. Still can't drive past the gas station at night without checking the doors. Yeah, that's a little bit creepy too, man. Look, thank y'all, man. Look, those are the 5 that I thought were really cool, man. They were, like a variety of everything. I've got so many paranormal ones like Skinwalker Ranch type stuff, all that. If you've got a story that actually happened to you, you know what I'm saying? One that's heavy, you can't stop thinking about it, yada, yada, yada. If it's real, y'all send it to me, okay? I've got a bunch of them already, but we're about to get in and we're about to get in real deep, okay? And I'll get better at this. Thank y'all for hanging with me. I'm going to get much better. But look, since you're still here, you're still listening, the code word is enter, like enter, E-N-T-E-R. All you got to do is email enter to me at Clark Payne 1111. Also, you got to subscribe. You got to comment. Don't comment, enter. Do not comment, enter. You have to email it to me. I'm doing the giveaways, 2 a week, every single week until Christmas, y'all. 2 a week, $50. $50 Fridays. I drop these at 2 p.m. The winner gets picked at 8 p.m. Okay. If you don't mind me sharing your name, your screenshot of your whatever, then just to show proof, you know what I mean? Then that's cool. If not, I can just blur it out. But I will be picking winners and all that good stuff, man. And I'll be doing other giveaways too. Like I've got some night vision goggles and all kinds of cool stuff I'm going to be giving away just to show, just to show like appreciation and stuff. But I thank y'all very much, man. Sorry if the noise is off and all that. Like I'm getting better at it. I haven't done this in a long time actually. It's gonna be quite the ride though. I've got a lot of really cool stuff. And like these whistleblower stories, I check these people out and these are very real people who had these jobs. And I'm gonna have to reach out to that one guy and like have a real sit down and talk down with him. Maybe try to get him on the podcast. But anyways, man, I love y'all. Thank y'all for the support through all the years and everything. Or for the 2 years that I've been doing it. And yeah, y'all have a good night, man.